Good afternoon. This is Frank Peterson, and I'm excited to welcome you today to our webinar about how you as a state agency can leverage our national media plan and hopefully help us all increase participation in fishing and boating. But first, I'd like to turn over the phone to Joanne Martonic, our RBFF's Marketing Program Manager, to go over a few housekeeping issues. Joanne?
Thanks, Frank, and thank you everyone for joining today. We just have a few housekeeping items to go over. First is we ask that everyone please mute your phones. We will mute them all as well. We will have time for questions and answers at the end of the presentation. So at that time, you can type in your question in the question and answer box on your screen. Or if you have a question during the webinar, you can go ahead and write it in the Q&A box, and we'll then address it at the end. So we'll read the questions out loud and then answer them. We'll have a copy of the slides and a recording of today's presentation posted on the website, and we will email you all when that is actually up online and available. And before you exit the webinar today, please take the time to fill out a very quick survey we have that will pop up at the end. We really appreciate your feedback on this webinar. All right, I'll turn it back to Frank.
Thanks, Joanne. Well, let's get started. First, as just an overview of what we're going to talk about today, we're going to set the groundwork for where fishing and boating participation is today. And these are numbers fresh off our 2015 survey, which we will publish and launch at ICAST this July, but we have some preliminary numbers to share. Then we're going to look at the opportunity, which encompasses RBFF's new strategic plan, which just kicked off our 3-year cycle April 1st of this year. So we're 1 month and several days into our new plan. And a goal that you may have heard of, an aspirational goal that we've set of 60 million anglers in the next 60 months. Talk a little bit about our general market brand campaign, our Hispanic market brand campaign, and then share some items of content you can use and how you can share and utilize some of the stuff we do with your individual state customers. So first, let's take a look at participation today. And I'm multitasking here as we speak, so I'm a little slow on the draw. But anyway, current situation, we have 46 million anglers, which represents 15% of the U.S. population, 87 million boaters. And again, the boaters, that includes canoes, kayaks. That includes 2 people going out on the boat, 1 person owning it, and the other one just out there to have a good time. So that participation number is a little bit misleading. When you actually look at boat ownership, it's about 12 million registered boats. Current participants, 65% male, 39% age 45 and above, and 77% white, non-Hispanic. And I just was at a meeting yesterday with the American Boating Congress and found out that the average age of a boat owner is now 56 years old. So that is a little older yet. So we have an aging population, and that's one of our challenges. We have an aging population that is aging out of the sport, while at the same time the younger populations coming up are much more diverse than our current participants are and that the generations that precede them are. The millennials, right now, 41% of the millennial generation is non-white or multicultural. And if you look at kindergartners today, 5-year-olds in kindergarten, and they look around their classroom, half of the kids in their classroom are multicultural, so yet even higher still. So we need to figure out a way to reach out to these diverse populations as our current populations are aging. Another issue we have that came out of our report, and first there's some good news. 6.1 million people, either first-time participants or returning participants, came back in 2015. And from a first-time perspective, it was up 4% from 2014. Youth anglers were up 2%, age 6 to 17, from 2014. And Hispanic anglers were up 3% from 2014. All very positive numbers, all numbers that we think and we like to believe that we influence through our campaigns. However, at the same time that was going on, coming into the top of the bucket, our bucket got a few more holes in it. because coming out of the bottom and the sides of this leaky bucket, we're 6.5 million lost participants in 2015. Now, we don't have all the demographic details on them yet, but the one thing we do know is that's up about 700,000 from 2014, which is not a trend that I feel all that great about, which really gets us to the work we need to do together around what you all should know or have heard about by now, at least on the hunting side, R3, and what you're going to hear more about on the fishing and boating side. So let's go look at that opportunity. Historically, RBFF has run a national campaign that really tried to focus on many audiences. However, over the last couple of years, we've really honed in on focusing on younger, more diverse folks to come into the sport, which I think you should all be aware of, the Vamos a Pescar campaign, trying to go after the growing Hispanic market, and our focus on younger families with kids. So, new year, new plan, and our strategic plan that went into focus April 1st went into production April 1st, has three really strategic objectives. Direct consumer engagement through our campaigns, which we're going to cover today. Consumer engagement through our state agency friends with really a focus on these R3 activities. And industry engagement, our role with industry is a little bit different in the fact that what industry does is take the insights that we learn from our programs and research and puts those to practice for their own brands, thus growing their own brands and in so doing growing participation. So let's look at our aspirational goal, 60 and 60. What we want to do by March 31st of 2021 is get to 60 million anglers across this country. Now, last year's results don't help us go in that direction. As a matter of fact, it went slightly the opposite direction because of all the lapsed participants. However, we're still confident that working together, collaboratively, and understand that we're all part of this big participation ecosystem, what one of us does, either positively or negatively, can affect everyone else within that ecosystem. That's states, that's RBFF, that's industry, that's the federal government. We all have a role in this. And over the next coming months, with the work we're doing with AREA and WMI, with the work we're going to be doing this year at our June board meeting with about 15 NGO organizations we're bringing in to the modeling concept, much like the hunting side did, we're hopeful that we can continue to engage a younger, more diverse participant, have the whole industry involved, have the states involved, have us involved, and grow this sport from its current state to 60 million anglers. Again, the main factors to do that are recruitment, retention, and reactivation. We believe RBFF's strongest suit is on the recruitment side. We believe that we can be instrumental to working with the states and industry on retention and reactivation. We have a lot of work to do, but we know what the issues are. And what we need to do is just solve for those issues and move forward. And I'm confident, very, very confident, that we can do this over the next 5 years. And one thing I'd like to say right now, sometimes when you set an aspirational goal and you don't hit it, people look back and say you failed. We're setting a pretty large aspirational goal, okay, of coming up with approximately 14 million new anglers while our existing angler population is lapsing out at greater rates than they have in the past. But I believe we can do it. And if we end up at 52 million or 49 million or 58 million, I still think what we're putting into practice is going to have a positive influence on overall participation. So let's take a look at the Take Me Fishing General Marketing campaign. We have two target audiences that we are trying to hit with our recruitment efforts and our campaign efforts. And again, our campaign builds awareness, builds mind share, builds intent to participate in fishing from a boat, in driving to our website, and to take someone fishing. Family Outdoors is exactly what it says. It is younger families with kids aged 6 to 17, with the sweet spot really being kids age 6 to 12. Outdoor enthusiasts tend to be families that may not have kids or have older kids, but may have grandkids in the families who are looking to enjoy other challenging outdoor activities, take up fishing and boating, become mentors to others to fish and boat. Our general market media strategy, the media will invite our audience to celebrate the fun of escaping to a simpler time, connecting with family, friends, and nature. Everything that we know about the millennial generation tells us that family is very important, that their leisure time is very important, that being together, bonding with their family, escaping from technology, believe it or not, escaping from the drudges of everyday life is extremely important to them. And we believe fishing and boating provide the tools to make that happen. And let's not forget that this should all be about fun and togethering. Everything we should do about that. And don't also forget that the fact that this fun and togethering actually helps us conserve those resources that these folks play on. And that is the secondary message that we get out there every day. It may be secondary to this group, it's primary to us, and it's primary to our funding source, but it's not always the motivating factor to do this. I like to call it the icing on the cake or the sweetener in the coffee. Once we get them hooked into the sport and they realize that they are giving back by participating, it's a great way to circle that message together. And we try to do that every day through our campaigns. This is our general market media calendar, and as you can see, it's interesting that I'm on my 10th year here, and when I came here in 2007, our 2000 media plan ran a campaign April, May, and June. Ran a campaign on television and print, and that was about it. Well, when you understand that back then iPhones and iPads didn't even exist, MySpace was the social network of choice. A lot has happened in 9.5 years. But one thing that you can see from this chart is not only have we expanded to a 12-month campaign, okay, still with a heavy up in those months of April through August, but we've also expanded the channels that we use. We're on TV and radio with Disney and ESPN. We're in print with Sports Illustrated. We're in digital display with the Weather Channel, AccuWeather, Quantcast, Watch ESPN, ESPN.com, and Disney. Also the Outdoor Channel. Outdoor Channel, while tending to be a little bit more avid, drives some of those outdoor enthusiasts and also is a great vehicle for us to drive referrals from the Outdoor Channel to state agencies through the Take Me Fishing site for licenses and boat registrations. We're on social media, and we're also run aggressive pay-per-click campaigns on Google and Bing. Now on the Hispanic market campaign, Vamos a Pescar. One of the things we learned every year, we do a campaign analysis for both the general market and the Hispanic market. And what this does, this campaign analysis tells us the effectiveness of reaching our target audience. Does the campaign inspire people to, first of all, build awareness of our brand, and second, drive the behavior we want, the intent metrics, intent to fish from a boat, intent to visit the website, or intent to take someone fishing. And I can tell you in the general market, since 2010, where we've been measuring these intent metrics, the intent to participate in these sports among the audiences we're targeting is up over 20%, and brand recognition is at an all-time high. On the Hispanic side, what we found when we did our campaign analysis last year, after being in the market 2 years, was that the target audience we were originally going for, we have to modify a little bit, okay, because our message is resonating more what we're calling Hispanic anglers on the verge. In previous presentations, they may have been called fishing fanatics, but they are far from fanatical. They go on average about 3 to 4 times a year. They're family-oriented, but our goal is to really take what we've learned from last year's campaign and expand upon that. So we've had a slight adjustment in our target audience where we're taking a look at the media habits more of these, what we call now Hispanics on the verge, still trying to focus on family, happy hikers and social anglers, but really the bullseye seems to be on these Hispanic people that are fishing a little bit, 3 to 4 times a year, male-dominated right now, but still family-oriented. And I think some of what we're doing this year will hopefully influence this group and still have spillover effect with our original target audiences of happy hikers and social anglers. So everything we do is we want to optimize, expand, and align. And this is our media strategy. So we want to optimize our digital efforts to improve our site visitation. And again, last year we had over 800,000 visits to the site, which was double the previous year. We want to introduce a more heavy brand awareness element. That's TV, and we've chosen ESPN Deportes to do that. So we get in front of more eyeballs with our message, and it's also on a national scale. And we, this year, are bringing an influencer into the mix, who we'll talk about in a little bit more here. And really what an influencer is, to just put it mildly, the Hispanic audience does not have a role model in fishing and boating. In the general market, there are plenty of fishing and boating role models, but the Hispanic market does not. So we've actually, we're contracting with who we think will be a great influencer for not only the Hispanic market, but with general market crossover as well. So our overall media campaign for the Hispanic, you can see here on TV. We're going to be running a national PSA campaign talking about fishing and boating and its impact on conservation. We're running a TV campaign on ESPN Deportes through June, July, and August. Local radio, basically from May through September. Search engine marketing with Google. A lot of online display with a lot of Hispanic networks, as well as continuing our social media campaigns. So let's talk a little bit about some content you can use. First of all, this year we will continue the very successful #FirstCatch campaign with a tag board on TMF, and we really encourage you guys to repost what you see here using the FirstCatch hashtag, tying it into hashtags within your own state, taking a look at the people from your states that come in through our tag board and commenting on those. Share what you can on your social sites and on your channels, because what we're really trying to do here is promote fishing and boating throughout the country. We have no favorite states. We want everyone to participate. And whether you're large or small, okay, it doesn't matter. Because I can tell you right now, if you repost a picture of a proud dad with his daughter's first Chinook salmon, and you're from that state, that picture is going to get a lot of reposts and a lot of likes and really elevate your brand and your state within this whole category. People love these pictures, and they love sharing them, and you guys need to get on the bandwagon with that also. The other thing that we do, we also collect the favorite photographs out of this campaign and make them available on our photo library, allowing the states to use in your campaigns. So this is a way we are growing our photo library organically without having to go out and pay for very expensive photo shoots. TakeMeFishing.org relaunched in February of this year, and we really want to emphasize the state pages on this site. We've really tried to bring those to the forefront. We've tried to include in those state pages relevant images from the state, relevant content from the state, relevant events that are going on in your states. If you guys have a proprietary app that you want to promote, this is the place to do it on this site. Last year we got a little bit short of 11 million sets of eyeballs on the site, and we plan on growing that this year. Again, this site is there to make it easier for people to find how to and where to information around fishing and boating. Another big prominent role of this site for you guys is our boat registration and license referrals, which just looking at April results, okay, compared to April of 2015, we're up 45% on license referrals and 213% on boat registration referrals. So our goal is to drive traffic to us and then drive referrals to you. And then when they get to your site, hopefully they're converting. And if there's anyone on this phone that could help us from a standpoint of letting us know what the conversion rate is on some of those Take Me Fishing referrals, we would love it. We're currently working with 2 states, Florida and Michigan, who are helping us with those referral numbers, or what we call conversion numbers. So basically, if we send 10,000 people to your site and 10% of them actually buy the license, that's a 10% conversion rate. So if anyone is interested in helping us with that so that we can improve the buying experience for the customer, please let Joanne know, and her email will be on the end card on this presentation. The site is fully responsive, which means it takes advantage of the millennial generation's need and desire to always be tethered to their cell phones and basically use that cell phone as their portal to the world. So we're ready to go. It's up to date. It's up to speed. And obviously, there's always issues with sites, and we're trying to work through any small problems that we have. And if you see anything that you think we should be aware of, please let us know. The Disney Alliance. Now, we've got some great Disney products coming out this year. One of our celebrity guests from the Disney team is our friend Goofy, who's been fishing for many, many years. And we recently did a Goofy's Goofiest mashups of him in the outdoors. And we got over 500,000 downloads of this little 3-minute video in the first week it was up there. So people really engaged with it. It's sponsored by TakeMeFishing.org. And you guys can share this video on your social channels too. We're also doing a 3-minute video with Goofy where Goofy is actually going to go out and go fishing. And we have filmed this, and we saw the rough cut of that this week. And we think it's going to be an exciting thing to, again, ignite an audience that we're currently not reaching out to. The Disney audience is that younger, diverse, millennial parent with kids aged 6 to 17 that we're talking about. 47 million of them visit the Disney World Park in Orlando every year, and millions more watch their programming on the Disney Channel and Disney XD, where our commercials, our Goofy mashup, our Goofy TV spot will be shown, as well as Disney.com and other Disney online properties. So again, you guys will be able to share the posts we put out, share the videos, share in the fun of excitement. And let me tell you, people are really passionate about this character, really passionate about what we put out there so far. And I just could not believe we had 500,000 downloads in 1 week of this silly, funny, but really entertaining video. And I think the new one that's going to come out in a couple weeks you'll find even more exciting. Top places. And this is really where I think we have a real opportunity. We're going to announce in June for this year's National Fishing and Boating Week, the top 100 family-friendly locations to fish and boat around the country. And we've gotten some feedback from some of the smaller states that sometimes you guys find it hard to participate in this because you have a smaller population. Well, I can tell you, I don't know if Nebraska is on the phone, but I want to again send out kudos to the state of Nebraska for the second year in a row. Being a small state with maybe less fishable bodies of water than, say, Florida or some other states, they continue to do a great job of engaging their followers in this promotion up front to get votes for their most family-friendly bodies of water. But more importantly, afterwards, engaging the media in their state in this promotion. We had a meeting this morning, and I think we came up with a great idea. As this list comes out and we share it with you, wouldn't it be great to talk to your senators, your congressmen, your governor, and see if any of them have actually fished the top places in your state and get them to give us a quote that we can use in a national media, or you can use on your site to promote the top places within your state. We're going to be reaching out to a whole bunch of different celebrities that we didn't even think of to see if we can get some people to make some positive statements about bodies of water in all 50 states. This promotion this year went gangbusters. We had more registrations, more votes, more people participating, and I can't wait to announce these and allow you guys out there to share this through all your media contacts. This was a very successful promotion last year, garnering over 138 million media impressions. I think we're going to blow that number out of the water this year. I truly do. But to do it, we really need your help. And really, this is a great PR vehicle for earned public relations media. It doesn't cost you a dime other than to reach out to these folks and provide them with some great content that they're looking for. And I think this Top Places promotion will do that. You get to brag about the great boating and fishing in your state. And again, if you've got a celebrity in your state that you have a relationship with, let them help you brag too, so that their followers get dragged into this process and we expand this whole idea of fishing and boating across the country. Now our Vamos a Pescar campaign. I don't know if any of you are followers of baseball, but there is a young Puerto Rican shortstop named Carlos Correa who plays for the Houston Astros, who was last year's American League Rookie of the Year, and he is going to be our spokesperson, he and his family, for the Vamos a Pescar campaign for the next 2 years and possibly a third year after that. We reached out to Carlos long before he became American League Rookie of the Year and signed multi-million-dollar contracts with shoe companies and other endorsements. But his family loves to fish and boat. As a matter of fact, he was on a ESPN, E30 special, E60 special, and his dad said he had never played baseball, but he loved to fish. So we have a perfect family. We have Carlos as the son. He's got a brother, a sister, a mom and dad that are into fishing and boating. We spent a day with them on the water in Orlando in February, filming a bunch of different shots for our commercials, for our digital online display materials. And this campaign is going to go live shortly. We're going to have a promotion tied around this. And we really want you guys to get involved with this, to follow it, share your posts, do what you can to repost and share what comes out of this campaign. And, again, drive people to the Vamos a Pescar website and really engage the Hispanic audience within your state. I think Carlos is a well-known figure within the community, and he's only getting stronger every day. This partnership, we believe, will help engage the Hispanic community, and again, will give you some content that you can share throughout your social networks. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Joanne to go over our overall communications calendar for the year. And at the end of this, we will be opening this up for Q&A. So, Joanne?
Great. Thanks, Frank. So in order to strategically reach our target audience and to let them know everything we have going on, we've actually created a communications content calendar. And so you can see that these are the main themes we use to communicate with our consumers, but they're the high-level themes, and so your state agency can easily use some of the same themes if you're low on content and need other ideas on how to communicate with consumers. So throughout the entire year within these themes, we also like to promote free fishing days and holidays and other events that you might all have going on. I think you know that we have an updated events calendar, so you can submit your events on our website, and we'll promote those as well within these communication content themes. So the goal kind of behind this is to get us all talking about the same message and have commonality amongst how we're reaching out to consumers. And next thing is what we're very excited about is we have a new opportunity for everyone to be a guest blogger on takemefishing.org. So we normally post about 3 a week. We promote them on social media as well. if we choose one of you as a guest blogger, we'll promote your blog on social media within your state, but also nationally. So this would be a great way for you to promote different things you have going on in your state, fishing opportunities, new boating opportunities, and just a chance to reach more people that you might not be reaching. On average, we normally see an organic reach of about 10,000 and a 3 to 6% engagement rate, which is pretty good. So we have some guidelines and best practices based around being a guest blogger. So if you're interested in this, please let me know. My email will be at the end, and I can reach out to you with more information. We'll also be sending an email out about this next week as well. So next, a lot of what we've talked about today can be found in the Resource Center. Our new website has things organized a bit more intuitively, so hopefully you can find things easier under some of these categories. You can find our logos and Hispanic market research, social media content, the Take Me Fishing blog and infographics. You can find Take Me Fishing and Vamos a Pescar PSAs, which can also be locally tagged with your information. As you know, we have the photo library and a translation guide. New to the Resource Center is the Lapsed Angler Toolkit, so that everyone can so it's a little bit easier for you all to reach out to your lapsed anglers. So please check out the Resource Center. There is a link at the bottom of the slide so you can peruse all of the information we have going on. So just in closing, we just want to obviously spread the joy of fishing and boating to all ages, genders, and culture, but we all need to work together to do so. As Frank was talking about earlier, it's state agencies, RBFF, and industry partners that all need to be on the same page, work together. And one way we think you can do this easier is to leverage these media campaigns and share what we have and use our content to help you reach your consumers a bit more easily. All right. So thank you very much for joining today.